What's up, guys? We are live here with Pro Play Games, and we are here, round 3 of 6. We got former national champion Erik Christensen playing Fur Hires versus Andres Espinosa, and pretty interesting game here. Pretty interesting matchup, actually. Fur Hires, brand new deck, kind of overshadowed. I mean, the thing is, everybody was so concentrated about Sky Strikers. I keep saying skyscrapers. They were so focused on that deck that they kind of put everything else on the back burner. The zombie support, the Fur Hire support, the brand new Fur Hires actually. So it's actually really, really interesting to see that. So we're gonna see exactly what the Fur Hires can do here. Not too familiar with them. Kamal Crooks actually just made a profile not too long ago of this same deck. Let's see if we can pull up some of the effects on here for you guys. All I know about them is that they are very similar to, I guess you can say similar to BAs because they can special summon each other. So it's kind of like spamming them onto the board. They all have some abilities that when you special summon one off the effect, you can like pop a monster, discard one, draw one, special from grave or shuffle back from grave or whatever the case is. They're all different types of effects that they get when they're special summoned, etc. The good thing is that you can get many of them out on the board. You can flood the field, and by flooding the field, you can actually make some pretty cool links. And doubles are YuGiOh. There's some pretty cool boards that you can make with the deck, and you're gonna see them here from Erik. He's just going off turn 1. Really cool deck though. Something that you don't see every day at all. Erik confirmed for well, technically, yeah. I mean, he's for hire. That's what he is. Erik is confirmed for hire. So this is pretty interesting. Just reading the chat, it's pretty funny. I need someone to drop that spicy for hire list. Grandpa Tippy, you're in luck because we did drop that spicy for hire list. Check out our YouTube page for those of you who haven't already. youtube.com/proplaygames. Pretty simple, short and sweet. You can see the latest deck profile from Kamal on his for hire deck. Erik and Kamal have been working on the deck. We're actually going to have Erik, come in and do a combo video for you guys. There's a lot of cool things that this deck does, and it's been overlooked. Like I said, there's so many cool things that came out for other decks in the set that many people just don't respect or know what for hires do. Grandpa. Thank you, local champ. You are the champ here. MVP. Link in that YouTube deck profile. By the way, buyout on Beast, I believe. The Beast for hire and the Mayhem spell card that actually special summons multiple, or special summons from deck, I think, or graveyard. It's a quick play reborn card. But buyout on a few of the key cards for hire. So it's definitely a deck that can do things. And if you're interested in getting the deck, I mean, it might be too late now because you saw those 2 cards spike. I'm actually going to check now and see if they're still that high. But yeah, Blade, Beat is settling at about $14-15, and the Mayhem for Hire sitting at about $17. So that is extremely much higher than what they first started at. So if you guys did not act on for hires at the beginning, you're going to be having to pay a pretty penny now. I mean, granted, the whole deck is actually just like $1 or two. I mean, like I'm over exaggerating. I'm sorry. The whole core is about like $5 to $10, I think, and then you have to add in the blade and you have to add in the mayhem. But regardless, very very good. Yeah, we checked TCG players on I'm sorry, we checked prices on TCG Player. I think that is the standard. Honestly, I don't like using sites like Troll and Toad, YuGiOh singles. They're just not reliant. They're not reliable either. I know YuGiOh singles is overseas. They use like different currencies. It takes like 2 weeks to get product. I mean, normally TCG Player is the most reputable, has the biggest stores. Core TCG, ARG, ourselves, even YuGiOh Black Market's on there. Beat's actually really short print, so cold 2, 5, 6, 8. It's actually pretty lucky because I think we pulled a case and I think we pulled the same number of engage as Beat, and that's why you see the price of this card where it's at now. It's not only because the deck is like can do something, but it's also just because of the availability. You know, it's not something that's just like, oh man, like this deck is so insane, it can compete. You know, not only that, it's just something that is no, it's not. It's hard to come by. You know, so especially because the set is very close to, if not already, sold out. But very very good deck. Definitely has the potential to do things. Their boss monsters, by the way, probably gonna butcher their names. Raphael, I think the one that he has on board. Raphael, I don't know. Who knows? But a very good card, and I think one is a monster negator, the other one's like spell trap negator. So it actually just like when you play them on board, they just let you interact on your opponent's turn, which I feel like every deck now needs to do. You need to play your boss monster that lets your opponent like not really interact too much on their turn. And Audrey's here's setting, you know, just setting too. So this is pretty insane. Raphael. Is that Raphael or Raphael? Who knows? Champion for hire. That is the dinosaur-looking dude, the one that's on the the cover for Dark Saviors. If this card is special summon, you can excavate the top cards of your deck equal to the number of for hire monsters you control with different names, except for himself. And if you do, add one of them to your hand. Also, shuffle the rest back into your deck. When your opponent activates monster effect, quick effect, you can discard one card for hire, negate the activation, and you can only use each effect of Raphael once per turn. Raphael. Yeah, there we go. Raphael. So yeah, that's one of the key cards that you want to end with. In addition to that, there's Wiz. With this card special summon, you can gain 500 life points for each monster for hire you control with a different name except itself. When your opponent activates a spell or trap quick effect, you can discard one card, negate the activation. So there you have it. One has a 28 booty, the other one has a 28 attack body. So pretty good. Pretty good cards. Gamal Grooks is playing round 3 against an opponent that we are not aware of, but is Beat and Raphael? I'm not sure, honestly. Don't ban me. I wouldn't be the person to ask. I definitely check that deck profile that local champ posted a little bit earlier of Kamal's deck profile. But this is definitely a deck that you guys need to know. I'm not telling you go out, buy it, play it, but you need to know exactly what this deck does because I wouldn't be surprised if we see this all over the nationals and whatnot. I don't think it's gonna like outnumber Sky Strikers, but it's definitely something that you need to know exactly like maybe when to stop them, disrupt them, etc. Erik here with a pretty decent amount of cards in hand and an overwhelming advantage. Has a monster negator. He has our YuGiOh. He has Solemn Judgment in hand. A Monster Reborn in hand. A Beat. Let me pull a Beat for you guys right here. During your main phase, you can special summon one Beat. Oh no, Fur Hire monster from your hand. Accepts itself. So pretty good. Obviously, I think they all have that. If another For Hire monster is special summoned to your field while this monster is on the board, you can add one For Hire monster from your deck to your hand. And you can only use each effect once per turn. So this is definitely the starter card. This is the one that you want to go first with. I would not imagine that you play any less than 3 copies of this deck in your 3 copies of this card in your deck. Because it seems like the most powerful card that you want to start with, hands down. And then as far as the other For Hire monsters, like Bravo, that Erik actually has on board here, they all do different things. They all have some utility to them, which I really like. During your main phase on the Bravo, you can special summon one monster For Hire from your hand, except Bravo, so they can never special summon themselves. If a monster For Hire is special summoned to your side of the field, you can make all monsters For Hire on the field gain 500 attack and defense until the end of the turn. So very good at going for game, and it looks like Erik takes this one. Looked away for a second. Just a second. But yeah, Erik up. 1-0 over. Third place, by the way. Second place. YCS Memphis. Andres Espinosa. Losing to Kamal Crooks, actually. So 2 very popular local players here. We're blessed to have them play here all the time. Some of the best Yu-Gi-Oh players in the entire world. Super proud of all these guys coming out here, showing out. Erik's been on that Dragon Ball Super hype grind for a while. So picking up Yu-Gi-Oh recently, just started getting back into it. This new Dark Savior set sparked his interest. Can't blame him. Yeah, a lot of people are playing Droll in the main deck. I'm not sure why. I mean, I can't really give you a solid answer to that, but I can tell you the financial side of that. That Droll and Lock has actually skyrocketed in price a pretty decent amount. Let me see exactly what it's sitting at here. Yeah, sitting at sitting about $18 for the legendary Kaiba collection, $15 for the OT, actually $15.50 for the OTS pack, and still $15 solid for the rares. So significantly above market price on every single copy. You're going to see Droll and Lock a lot now. Seems like a good card against Sky Striker. I could assume since they add so many cards and search so many cards, but I could be completely wrong. Spiral's a good point as well. It beating Spirals. Trick Stars. It just seems like the deck that might just be the hand trap that just will hit all, you know? Like you have some decks that, yeah, Ghost Ogre might be better against X deck, Ash might be better against X deck, but I think the safest one to go with as far as like what hand trap would you like to open up against if you didn't know what you were sitting across the table from, I think Droll might be it. I saw a lot of lists from the event today. A lot of people were main decking Winter Cherries as well. So that's pretty significant. So we're gonna see here Andres going first and actually getting to play here. I mean, seems like a similar trend. Just decks going in general. This format being able to play out their turn and then decks going second, usually getting shut down by a big board, or just the advantage of just going first. Alright, so Andres still resolving his turn here. That's so specific, Noxja. Machado, can I join PBG if I get third place at New Jersey? Why wouldn't you just get first? I mean, if you're aiming for third, just win it, man. Gotta shoot high. If you aim first, you're last, you know? I can't say that to Andres because he got second place. But, like, technically we got first and second. Like, PBG was first and second. So, I mean, like, there's no way to get two first places at that event. So, no shots taken at Andres on that one. That was there's no decision there. I mean, PPG final was pretty dominating. I think Andres is a little bit new to this deck. I don't think he's put in the hours like Kamal has. I know Kamal's really comfortable with the deck. Andres might be playing it incorrectly. They're not on the same build, which is pretty weird. It looks like Andres taking the pure Sky Striker approach, and Kamal taking the more I guess when you can like mix it in as an engine, but don't have so many cards to do so. Then I think that's what he's doing. What's roll? I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm missing something. Oh, multi-roll. Okay. I'm not sure. Let me actually pull up the deck list. I know he's not on the same build as Kamal. They usually like playing the same thing at like premier events, but because this is a local, I mean, granted, there's a lot to play for on the line. They might be playing something that's just completely, I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, they could have helped out on each other's builds, but I didn't see Andres playing with this deck on our Friday night local. I think he was playing. I think he was playing Spirals last night. So it could be that he switched over not too long ago. But looking at Andres Espinosa's build here, and he is playing multi-roll. He's playing one multi-roll, which seems pretty wild. I don't know. That card seems pretty good. I don't know. When I read it today for the first time, seems pretty good. I don't know if there's any type of buyback in this deck other than multi-roll. But in his build, he has one multi-roll. And did Erik win that? I think Erik won that. I'm going to go double check here. See who won that match. I think Erik won, I'm pretty sure. Because we don't see them side decking here. So I could be wrong. I'm going to go double check, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, yeah. So Andres did win that game. Sorry, guys. So evening it up at 1-1, going into game 3. Erik's going to be able to go first here, and I would assume he would go first. I mean, there is like some realm where he actually makes Andres go first, and then he like puts in a bunch of go second cards. But honestly, that wouldn't be the craziest thing because Erik's deck, if you read all the fur hires, a lot of the super rares specifically are very good with dealing with any type of board state going second. Like there's some that pop back rows, I believe. There's some that like let me start going through exactly some of those while they start shuffling up here. Now you have the Bravo, right, which can actually help you push through a board and actually just OTK your opponent. Then you have Donpa, which is the marksman, and that one targets a face-up card on the field and destroys it. So it can destroy a multi-roll, or it can destroy any type of monsters that Andres were to make. Dinah for hire, Hero for hire, which is a side deck card, I think, in Eric's build. It actually it banishes cards from your opponent's graveyard equal to the number of for hire you control with different names. So that's pretty good for banishing the spells out of Andres' deck, graveyard. I'm sorry, in order to mitigate the damage from that. We got Helmer, which is a discard a card, draw a card, which is okay going first and second. You have the Scout, which lets you target one set monster on the field, destroy it. So that's also pretty good going second. And then you have the Seal Strategist for hire, which if you can target one monster for hire in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So not the worst going second deck in the whole wide world. But yeah, there you go. Exactly. So they all have a plethora of different effects, but it doesn't look like Erik was able to play out much things here. Stopped by an infinite impertinence, I think. And I believe that's a multi-roll. Ooh, magic deflector. That's spicy. Magic deflector is, I think, a very good card right now. For the rest of the turn, negate all equipped, field, continuous, and quick play spell cards on the field. So I believe that's pretty good against Sky Strikers. Yes. Yeah, local champ. There is some altar guys, I believe. I know I saw some on Friday night. I don't think. Well, actually, the altar guys that I saw Friday night, I think they switched to Sky Strikers today. What are my thoughts on vampires? I have not read. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've only read one vampire card in the new set. They're like Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgment, and I think it's really good. I think it might be good. I mean, I know they got a lot more pieces than just one, so obviously I'm not speaking with like all the knowledge possible. I would like to think of vampires as being good, but it might not be as fast as you need it to be. But I don't know. Like I said, you can probably mix in some Sky Strikers with almost any deck, I would believe, and make it somewhat better than what it would be without it, just to compete. But just off of reading the Solemn Judgment, them having access to a Solemn Judgment doesn't seem like the worst because that's one of the stronger effects that you want your deck to have. Not only do you want your deck to have a card that searches another piece with very little commitment and cycle through what you need, but you want to have cards that when you go first, you set them or you summon them somehow, and it just makes your opponent's turn that much harder because you can disrupt them. But if you saw Kamal's for hire deck profile, he was actually talking about whatchamacallit, the vampires. Oh yeah, Erik getting shut down with the infinite impertinence, and that's unfortunate because Erik just started playing the game again. So he's not really aware about the whole like when you play Yu-Gi-Oh from now on, don't put your cards in the same column, like put them in like random columns because infinite impertinence will stop you and all your dreams from happening. So yeah, that's going to be a lesson learned for Erik, but it's a great time to learn it because he is 2-0, I believe. I believe they're both 2-0. So it's not the worst thing in the world. That could be happening on a winning in, and you'd just be completely savaged by it. But that's an unfortunate way to do game 3. Yep. Erik's going to scoop it up here, unfortunately. And yeah, for higher deck, showing that it's a being serious business.